Good job.
Good morning. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful morning to kick everything off. We're also proud of this wonderful road out here. I would like to kick it off with Kalika. I think I pronounced that right.
That's right.
So I will let her start. She is with the state. Kalika.
My name is Christine Quick. I'm Commissioner of the Indiana Department of Transportation, and want to welcome you all here and thank you all for coming to our barrel kicking ceremony. I'm told that the Milestone, the contractor, had a lot of trouble finding this many barrels that were decent enough shape to be presentable, because apparently we've had a lot of frustration here, and I know statewide with the record building program that we've had this summer, there has been a little bit of motorist frustration, and so these were all the ones that were left in the entire state that had not been run over it already. So we appreciate that you guys were able to scrape them together here. I'd just like to point out two folks from INDOT here, and I have several from the department that worked on this project, but probably most important are Steve Beeler and John Kaiser. Steve is the project engineer on the project. Steve, would you raise your hand? There he is right there. And John Kaiser is the area engineer for this area. And these two folks are the guys for the department who really make it happen for us, and we're so proud of the work they're doing. Also, I've got four folks here from Milestone. I know Milestone has a lot more people here, but kind of the four folks that were also involved in eating a lot of dust are Dave Perry, who I don't think is here this morning, but was a project manager to start with. John Wachter, Jim Thompson, and Larry Hicks are here, I know, and those are the folks that make a partnership with our contracting community, and together we work together to deliver the governor's program, which this year is a record building program statewide of $737 million. We're very proud of it. I would only like to add one thing, and that is that as we kind of look to this celebration, we see folks using the road, which I think is really what road building's all about. I mean, a road is actually only a road, and what's really important is the fact that it's a place where people can get tied together to their communities, to their works, to their friends, and we are at the Indiana Department of Transportation really proud of being able to be a small part of community growth. So with that, I'll turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kalika. I'll keep things moving right along. I'd like to introduce Bob Jackman, our senator. I'd like to have him say a few words.
Well, thank you. It's just a pleasure to be here this morning to take part in this barrel kicking contest, or I don't know if it's going to be a contest or not, but we're going to kick them over. And I'd just like to say, thank everybody associated with Milestone and with the state and NDOT, and especially Dale Easton and Brad Davis, who do such a fine job when I call them, when people call me with problems. And this is great. This was needed here in Connersville. And, I think NDOT has really gone a long way with biotechnology on these cones, because evidently they've found a gene to where these things reproduce just like flies do, So as many of them has been around the state as I've traveled over the state this year, why they're doing a good job with the $700 million construction. Again, it's a pleasure to be here this morning, and this is really needed here in Connersville. It's a great addition. Thank you. You got too much stuff here, Mayor.
Thank you, Bob. I'm going to move on down. I would like to introduce the councilman, also one of the members here is from Board of Works, and also the clerk treasurer is here. I'll start with the clerk treasurer, Henrietta Ripberger, the clerk treasurer. She's helped us sometimes dole out the money when we needed it for the sewers. I skipped Mike Schonfield is the city councilman at large. Move on down. Scott Bevington is councilman. Hank Myers is member of the Board of Works, and Annette Reedman is a councilwoman on our councilman. So all proud with her help and everything. I'm proud they're here. We'll move on down the line. I'd like to also introduce I tried to get the farmer mayor, but he lives in Texas, so he didn't want to fly up here in an airplane. So anyway, I got Lynn Baston here, was the farmer mayor, was originator back 10, 11 years ago. Started this. Glenn, would you like to say, pardon me? 13, all right. Anyway, would you like to say a few words with your farmer or city engineer?
Well, I was telling the new commissioner that we had very good cooperation from the state and everybody on this project. When we started out, it was hard to get agreement. We started wanting a 3-lane, not a 4-lane, because it comes from a 2 to a 4 to a 2. But we did start feasibility studies of how you blend into the 4-lane and said we'll go with the 4-lane providing we get a good walking sidewalk on the other side, because people in this town need a place to walk and run. And Sam, our city engineer, insisted we get some parking here, because even though it wasn't designated as parking, they do park here for the pavilion and the park. So we got good cooperation from then on, and they were glad because we were completely behind the project. It solves a lot of drainage problems and others, so I want to congratulate all of them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lynn, very much. I appreciated that. Now, one and only, I'm proud to introduce my city engineer, Glenn Smith. Glenn, would you like to add a few words, because you did listen to the good remarks and also a few complaints.
Thank you, Mayor. Did have a lot of complaints. I think most of them got answered. Appreciate the great cooperation, particularly with Milestone, their supervisors, Dave Perry and Jim Thompson, and especially with NDOT with Steve Beeler. That's made the job go great. I made the comment to them that what makes the company and makes the job is the cooperation of the people that run it, and that's been super. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. I'm not going to keep you up, but I'd also like to add the cooperation we had with Steve Beeler, the state, and also NDOT. Anytime that I had a minor complaint, all I had to do was go see Steve, and he and I went out together, and it seems like we got it taken care of. I see a few, we invited all the business places along the Park Road, and I, from the bottom of my heart, as mayor of your city, I sympathize with you in the year and a half, almost 2 years it took us to get this road complete. I know at times it was a hindrance, but all of you stride through. And I'd also like to mention one owner. It's here, and I can't see where, Mr. John Cox. Raise your hand. Mr. Cox lives in Alexandria. He owns Cox's Market, and he was always so positive. Anytime he had several complaints, but he was never negative, and I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming here and being here today as one of our guests. And I hope things work out now. I hope your business triples. If there isn't anything else, we got one more thing I'd like to comment to everyone who did come. Any other business people here? I am very proud to see news examiner man dressed out here today. He's in a white shirt. I didn't hardly recognize him. Patrick Keller, and I'm glad you're here. And I also want to comment on him because Patrick does us a lot of work. And even though Daryl's standing there, he's given us every Thursday. You probably have to find something for him to do, because every Thursday Daryl was there to find out what was going on. So I appreciate that. I appreciate in any way anybody had any doings or any way helping. I am really proud of this, and the city of Connersville will be proud of this. So I certainly thank you. I'm going to have my councilman, Board of Works, myself, all up here to kick these barrels to show that this road is in operation. So we'll all move up here, okay?
Okay, guys.
Somebody's going to share a barrel. 40-yard kick. Somebody might have to share a barrel here, so... Hold up there. Roger?
Yeah, just get them right in there. Count them off, Mayor.
Okay, on three, if you should double up. Somebody stand right here. I'll let you get in there.
Oh, come on, get
on the three, push it over.
Somebody's got to get a foot into it. Yeah, you can get it. About halfway up the ball of your foot.
Okay, ready? On the 3. 1, 2, 3.